Hey everybody, this is Dean DaCosta, and today we're going to talk a little bit about Meetup. Meetup is a great place to find people. You just got to do some cross-referencing and stuff and figure it out. So we're going to do it. Um, this is searching Meetup off a custom search engine, and as you can see, there's a bunch of people here. This particular one, Liz P. If you open it up, you're going to go ahead and open up into her Collider project. You'll see not a lot of info here, except for the fact that we know she's a co-organizer, which means her name's right there. And you just cross-reference on LinkedIn, you'll find her. You'll end up getting a work email, piece of cake. Another person is Jim. We know he's an organizer. Mason Brink. We know his Twitter handle is right there. Once we get into his Twitter handle, we open it up. This is one way to do it, and you end up knowing he's with Wright Brothers Institute, so you get a work email. Another thing, it's a piece of cake, kind of piece of cake, easy peasy, no big deal. We can even open up and see what else we got there: clout meetups, other website hubs, all sorts of neat stuff. Not a big deal, but there's another way to handle this. Because we know his full name and we know he's doing stuff with colliders. And if you come down here, he's got a whole plethora of other things he's involved with. We can just highlight his name, go ahead, right click, do a search. In this case, we're going to search starting with the Google. Based on his name. It used to be able to do it based on pictures, but Google's changed that. It's not so easy. And reality is he's right there. This box is by Seekout, a great tool. If they have that person within their database, they'll let you know. As you can see here, he actually has what appears to be two distinct profiles. We're going to open up, make sure that's accurate. We'll open up this one first and just make sure the picture's good, but I'm pretty sure it is. Notice there is no picture, so it may not be. This says defense coordinator. Probably not him. So let's back out. That's the only upside, downside, left side, right side of doing it this way is you will get some false positives. That person's probably not him. This one, Director of Wright Brothers Institute, kind of matches up with some Wright Brothers Institute, matches up with some of the stuff he says. So this is more likely. Oops, excuse me, him. We're going to get into his LinkedIn. We get into his LinkedIn. You got a plethora of tools that can give you all sorts of information. In this particular case, one of the tools called JobJet. If you open it up, his email address is there, done over, piece of cake, easy peasy. All right, so we did all that from these people, but of course there are other people that you can find. You go into members now. Like I said, used to be pictures made this so simple. Now, not so much. So we're going to start with Amy. This is going to be the last one I'm going to show you. Amy M. Good to know. Amy M. Nice picture. Let's go to Twitter. See what, since she listed her Twitter page, why not? Let's see what we got under Twitter. Yeah, it's same person. We got this Y News thing. She's an author. It's a newspaper. Not going to help us a whole lot. We come over here to Profit 2, which is free. We got LinkedIn. We got that. We got the Village Gravy, which is actually, if we push on it, and we give it a second, it's actually her blog. It's all about cooking and stuff. And if we go over into About Me, we get to confirm it through the picture and then emails right there. And it's, if you look right there, it says info at thevillagegravy.com. So we got her email. She's done. That's how simple this could be. Sometimes it's harder. Sometimes it's easier. It really just depends on how much info you have that can help you cross-reference. Some of these people are not going to be found. Some of them are just going to be that hard to find. Russell M. as an example. Um, Only thing I know is Dayton Russell. The picture doesn't help me at all. And he's also been dealing with IP identification and real estate stuff. So the way I would approach this one is I would probably go ahead and use the word Russell. Start out with, um, I guess, try LinkedIn. He's a member of Collider, so there's a good chance he's on LinkedIn. So we know he's in Dayton, and we know he has something to do with real estate. So let's see what we get. We wait for this to get done here. We know Russell. We know he's in Dayton, and we know real estate. So that's all the info we know. And look, Russell Mass, we do know his last name starts with an M. There he goes, and that looks exactly like him. The picture's almost a certain match. Like I said, back in the day when back just a month or two ago when Google mapped these, it would have been piece of cake. Kind of curious what this is. Published on LinkedIn, little no, might have an email address. Kendo has an email address on him. This particular tool has an email address on him. Namira has an email address on him. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Easy peasy, beautiful. Like I said, not too long ago was much easier. You could search based on the picture and you'd get something. The problem is they've kind of stopped it, and I don't know why. If I do a search for Google image out of LinkedIn, let's see what it does. I know what it's going to do if I did it out of the collider. It says that and official. Well, but that's not it. So let's see what happens if we add in the words real estate, since we know that's something he does. Would that have gotten us where we wanted to go? Real estate, real estate. No, it wouldn't have. And like I said, that's the problem because not too long ago, um, you could have done it by the picture and you would have been able to find information about him. But now what happens is they look at the picture and they say, we think he's this or we think he's that. Well, reality, he's none of those things. He's not a Swiss politician, that's for sure. So if we close this up and we put in something else, like I said, we know real estate is something he had something to do with, and we push the button, um, and we give it a second. Yeah, we're not getting anything. As you can see here, we got John Ashcock. Okay, well, John Ashcock's not who we're looking for. Um, so now, so which makes one wonder, and then Newman and everything. So you're wondering, okay, why are all these people come up when they're not even the right person? And it's just something Google's done. What I'm going to try is put in the word Dayton as well, since we know they're in the Dayton area. And if we go back to his actual thing, it is Dayton, so we do know that's accurate. See if that helps us anymore. We got realtor, so maybe. Probably not. And then we come down here, we're getting a bunch of LinkedIn profiles. Seems to be this one of two people, either Gary Newman or somebody else, neither of which is Russell. So we keep going and just see if by some strange chance he pops up. And so far, it's not looking good. This picture seems to be very popular. So what I would do at this point is wonder why is the same person with the same picture showing up like over and over and over again. And what I would do is I'd look at all of the places where they're at and try to find one that's closest to date and see if maybe by some strange chance there's a connection point there. Um, Probably not, to be honest with you. I'm not seeing a whole lot of people that are from Dayton. So at this point, I guess I would just go ahead and grab one just for shoots, grins, gags, and giggles. Um, Wait for it to open it up, see if by some strange, I mean, this person's Florida, the picture doesn't even match. That's why I meant their picture matching for LinkedIn. They just stopped doing it. It just doesn't work right. So it's not going to work anymore. But it's why I don't use it anymore. I mean, there wasn't too long ago. It was great. As you can see, this is the picture. So, but we found it. So good to know. So what I'm saying is there's ways to find these people, but it can take some time. Now what I'm gonna do, and I'm doing this live because I really don't know if this works, I'm gonna try to find one more just so you guys can see that is, but I gotta pick somebody that has enough information to do it. Someone just named Carlton with that picture ain't gonna help me a whole lot. Um, yeah, this person probably isn't gonna help us. Carlton with something with an F. That picture we already know searching on pictures doesn't get us anywhere. So let's see what happens if we highlight both of those. We know we're talking about Dayton. We'll do the Google and we know he's involved in the word collider. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just see what we can do. What the heck? So I'm going to put the wildcard next to it. I'm going to put in the word collider and then put in the word Dayton and see what we get. We got a lot of Dayton historical stuff. Nothing that has the word Carlton in it. Not seeing anything here that's going to help us. And this is an example of what I mean. Sometimes these can be really tough because he gives us very little information. Um, Very little information at all to try to find this person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take out the F part of it and see what we get. So we just got Carlton, Collider, Dayton. Um, we got the we got the Collider project, so at least we know we're a little closer in the right group. And go down and see what else. There's a lot of people, so this isn't gonna make me feel too good. So let's see what other words we can use. He does say he's part of a PTSD meetup group that I find interesting. Um, Dayton Leadership Meetup. He's an organizer. Now we're getting somewhere. That's why I can always look. So let's go to the Dayton Leadership as an organizer. And here we go. Now let's see if maybe by chance we can get a full name because he's an organizer. One would hope we could get him. And now we know his name is Francis. Ah, now some information's coming out here. He's a retired senior executive plus ex-military. A little more information on this person. Not a lot, but a little bit. So, but we know his name is Francis. So this is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this Francis name right here. We're going to go back to our search and we're going to add in the word Francis. And let's see if that gets us a little more information than what we had before. Because now we got Carlton. Oh, look at that. Not as many people. So is Francis, Carlton Francis here somewhere? Let's see. I'm not seeing anything that makes me feel warm and fuzzy, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and make sure people understand we want the word Carlton and Francis together and see if that helps maybe narrow it down. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Wait a minute, Air Force. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So I'm a retired senior executive and military officer. So now we're getting a little more information. There's a pretty good shot. This might have something to do with him. A very good shot, especially since it's in Dayton and it's a meetup group again. So we're getting some decent info. We keep going down here. That's all we got. So now what we do is we take all of this, right click and do sales search again. Only this time we're going to sit there and try LinkedIn and see if LinkedIn gives us some info. So we're getting there. I know this is a long video. We're up to 11 plus minutes. I don't normally like doing it this long, but I don't see what choice we had. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the word collider. Now there's no guarantee that he's in here. I'm just guessing. Well, he may not be at all. So let's go here, which like I said many times, I mean, come on, not everybody's in LinkedIn. We already know that. We're getting nothing on this person. We know his first name and last name, but we're not getting anything on him. Now, there's a bunch of people, a few Francis's. There's 47 of them. I'm not going to go into them all one by one by one by one. So this one might be one of those ones might not be so easy to find, but we do know his last name is Francis now. So now it might just be a matter of slowly but surely trying to figure out. We also know there's a contact here. So let's see what that does. Let's see. So Meetup, if we are a member of login, we're a member of Meetup. So that means we could log in. We probably could send him a Meetup email. So that's how we would get a hold of him. So that's an example. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. You just don't know. One more thing I'm going to try to do here real quick is I'm going to do something kind of unique and try this from a different aspect, because while there is 500 million people on LinkedIn, there's a whole lot more that are on Facebook. And so we're going to try this. I'm not signed in, so I have to sign in my Facebook account. So let's see. I don't even remember which one it is, to be honest with you. We'll try that one. Um, and it didn't like that one, so I entered an old Facebook email. Let's try that one, see if that one works. And if not, then I'll try new. Okay, that one worked. Outstanding. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in Francis, and his first name was Carlton. Carlton. We're going to do it this way first and see what happens. There he is, right there. Done. That's him. We already know that's him because it matches the picture. Boom. Done. Now we can contact him right here. So like I said, it can be done. You just got to look. You just got to find. You just got to search. Let's see here just to make sure that's Medium. He's got a Twitter too. Let's go to his Twitter page. I know that's him because it matches the picture. Remember, we had a picture of him, and we knew, and that was the picture. Let's go to Twitter and see what we get. Ooh, he seems to really love these. He likes this type of stuff, and he does a decent amount of tweeting, so that's a good thing as well. Let's see, do we have anything here? Nope, nothing there. So in this case, we could contact him via Facebook, or we could contact him via Twitter. Let's see, he's Carlton.Francis there. What's he over here? Carlton Francis 6. He probably has an email address associated with one of them, so there's another way we can go. Let's see, he's got a Carlton Francis there, so he's got an email address associated with his name, Carlton Francis. So there's another way we can go through the permutator, we can go through the different variations of Carlton and Francis, and we could probably find more information there too. So long story short, we found him, and we found a way to contact him. And in the end, that's all that really matters, is finding a way to contact people. And we just did. Let's see what happens if we open up Profit 2. I already know it's probably not going to, yeah, we have to have a domain, so we don't have that because not a whole lot here. Let's go into his About page. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot here. not a whole lot telling us much on this particular thing. So what we might consider doing is going back and getting the fact that we know he has a Twitter page and maybe going about it that way. But the reality is we found the guy. And in the end, that's all that really matters. So anyway, this is Dean DeCosta. We showed you how to go through Meetup. It didn't matter, and for the most part, I'd say about 75% of people can be found. Just might take a little bit of work. And once you find them, email addresses abound. Dean DeCosta, we were talking Meetup.